They say your wedding is the best day of your life, but what if it's the day you quietly signed up for years of debt? 30 grand, one day. And for what? A party your guests might forget, but your bank account definitely won't. So let's ask the question no one wants to. How much should you really spend on a wedding? And what's actually worth your money? In the US, the average wedding now costs over $30,000. That's more than the average person's annual salary in many countries. And nearly 4 in 10 couples go into debt just to fund their big day. Think about that. Starting a marriage with financial pressure, just to impress people who might not even remember the centerpieces. A surprising number of couples say they regret how much they spent. Why? Because once the party's over, the bills show up. And guess what? The flowers wilt, the cake is gone, and the guests move on. But the debt? That sticks around. Here's the truth. The most unforgettable weddings aren't about price tags. They're about connection, personal vows, a tearful "I do," being surrounded by people who love you, whether it's 200 guests or just 2 witnesses. Studies even show that couples who spend less than $1,000 on their wedding are statistically less likely to divorce than those who spend $20,000 or more. Let that sink in. So if you're planning your wedding right now or thinking about it, here are 5 smart ways to save without sacrificing the moment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more smart money moves. Because whether it's planning a wedding or building wealth, it's all about making sure your money is well spent. Set your budget before you fall in love with a 10K venue. Emma and Leo were scrolling through wedding venues when they saw the one. Twinkle lights, lakeside view, pure Pinterest magic. But here's the catch. It was $10,000 just for the venue. By the time they added food, decor, and that string quartet, they were already $18,000 over budget, and they hadn't even sent invitations. The truth? Most couples plan their wedding backwards, picking everything they want, then trying to make the budget fit. But smart couples do it the other way around. They set the number first and only book what fits inside it. Emma and Leo? They regrouped, found a local park for a third the cost, and said it was the best decision they made. 2. Shrink the guest list. Invite people who truly matter. Meet Josh and Priya. Their guest list started at 230 people, including coworkers they barely knew and cousins they hadn't seen since middle school. Halfway through the seating chart meltdown, Priya's mom asked, "If you had to get married tomorrow, who would be in the room?" That changed everything. They cut their list to 60. Suddenly, the venue was cheaper. The catering bill dropped by thousands. And best of all, they got to spend real time with every guest. It felt intimate, warm, like a family celebration, not a production. 3. Go off-season or midweek. Vendors charge. Les, Carmen, and Daniel wanted a summer Saturday wedding until they saw the price tag. Same venue, same photographer, same everything, but triple the price. Then they asked about a Thursday evening in March. Result? 40% off. Vendors were more available, more flexible, and even threw in extras, like an open bar upgrade, just to fill the date. Their guests took a day off work and still talk about how magical it was. Weddings are about people, not calendars. 4. DIY your decor, invites, and more, but strategically. Aaliyah loved crafting. She made her own centerpieces from thrifted vases and wildflowers, designed her invites online for $25. But here's the smart part. She only DIY'd what she enjoyed. No all-nighters gluing fake diamonds or folding 200 napkins. The result? A wedding that felt personal, not cheap, and thousands saved. The secret isn't doing it all yourself, it's doing the parts that matter most to you. 5. Focus on the marriage, not just the wedding. Luis and Maya had 2 options, a $25,000 wedding or a $5,000 wedding and a 6-month honeymoon abroad. Guess which one they picked? They got married in a botanical garden with 20 guests, ate tacos, and left for Thailand the next morning. 10 years later, they still talk about that trip. and they're still debt-free. The point? The wedding is one day, but what you build together, that's forever. Some of the happiest couples I've met spent less than $2,000 on their wedding. They said their vows in a backyard, a courthouse, or on a beach at sunset. And you know what? Not a single one said, "I wish we'd spent more money." They remember the love, the meaning, the moment. So, how much should you really spend on a wedding? As much as aligns with your values, not what social media or the wedding industry tells you. Because your wedding is one day, but your marriage is the rest of your life. Spend wisely. If this helped shift your perspective on wedding spending or saved you a few $1,000s, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more smart money moves. Because whether it's planning a wedding or building wealth, it's all about making sure your money is well spent. And now, a special message. Let's talk real quick about who usually plans the wedding. Is it the bride, the groom, both? Well, here's the deal. In most cases, yep, it's the bride. Surveys show that future brides lead about 70 to 80% of the wedding planning decisions. From picking the venue to managing the guest list to obsessing over centerpieces, brides are typically the ones in the driver's seat. And if you've ever typed wedding ideas into Pinterest, you already know it's a pink floral wonderland designed for women. Why is that? Honestly, it's a mix of tradition, expectation, and marketing. Weddings have long been seen as this huge milestone for women, something they've dreamed about since childhood. Add in bridal magazines and reality shows, and boom, the pressure's on. Plus, let's be real, most wedding ads, blogs, and influencers talk straight to the bride. She's the star of the show. But here's the thing, every couple is different. Some grooms are super involved, planning menus, scouting venues, even nailing the flower arrangements. And some couples tag team everything. Love that. So if you're a groom watching this, props to you. Seriously, your involvement matters. And if you're a bride doing most of the heavy lifting, just know you're not alone. But remember, you don't have to do it all yourself. Teamwork makes the marriage work, right? So hey there, beautiful bride-to-be. Let's take a deep breath together, because planning a wedding, it's exciting, emotional, and let's be honest, expensive. But today, I want to be the voice that reminds you, your dream wedding doesn't have to become your financial nightmare. It's so easy to get swept up in the Pinterest boards, Instagram perfect venues, and endless pressure to make your big day look like a fairy tale. But here's the truth. You don't need to spend a fortune to have a meaningful, magical wedding. Think about this. Your real life, the life you're building with your partner, starts the day after the wedding. That's when budgeting, saving, investing, and dreaming bigger really matters. So here's my challenge to you. Flip the script. Instead of asking, "How can I afford this?" ask, "Do I actually need this?" Choose meaning over money. Swap stress for simplicity. And whatever you save, put it toward your future, a home, a business, travel, or simply peace of mind. Because the best wedding isn't the most expensive one. It's the one where you're fully present, surrounded by love, and not haunted by a credit card bill afterward. Celebrate smart, budget boldly, and start your forever on solid ground. You've got this, Queen.